Okay guys, I think I have officially found the most bizarre plant to add to my plant collection. This is so random. Look at this like goldfish bag I got it in. Okay, but it's so cool. If you're new here, my name is Emma. I'm also known as the Urban Botanist, and on this channel, I love discovering new cool species of plants, insects, and animals and sharing them with you. I also love learning about all things growing, so that's what you can expect here. So if that speaks to you in any way, please consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, let's get into Marimo Balls, which look like little moss balls, but are not moss at all. In fact, they are little tiny seaweed balls. And I would imagine that's probably why they are illegal in Canada. You have to be so careful with specific species of plants getting out into any natural ecosystem, because something like this could eventually become invasive and we really want to avoid that. So if you end up having a Marimo ball of yourself and you know what, you figure out it's just not for you, make sure that you dispose of this and any other plants in a safe way. That means not just throwing it out into the water or chucking it out into your backyard, because that is how invasive plants spread. So be a mindful consumer and don't throw your plants away in an unsafe way. Okay, I think I'm gonna transfer this guy into a different bowl because standing here holding this bag and talking about it is becoming a little bit tricky. On a side note that is totally unrelated, can I just share this? Guys, my Heya is flowering. I'm screaming, what the heck? I've never had a Heya flower. The flowers haven't opened up quite yet, but these little blooms should be opening any day now. How freaking cool is that? Okay, sorry, back to Marimo Balls. Okay, so like I said, I do not know anything about Marimo Balls. I'm just going to be regurgitating information that I'm reading about them online so that we can, you know, learn together. Okay, apparently there's some Marimo Moss Ball lore that surrounds these aquatic plants. The legend tells of two lovers who desired nothing more than to be together. When their love was forbidden, they fell into the water and their hearts became Marimo balls. Marimo are said to bring your heart's desire to both giver and receiver. Okay, that is so cute. Oh my gosh, and it says here that Marimo balls live forever. Well, not forever, but easily 100 plus years. And it's for this reason that the Japanese tend to joke that they make wonderful family heirlooms. Okay, amazing. So I'm gonna have this thing forever. Okay, so I've got it in this bag right now, and I have seen people put them in like a fish bowl, but I don't have anything like that, so I'm just using what I have. And it's this like glass water bottle vase thing. So I feel like it's gonna look really sleek, really cute. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pour it into this vase. Hopefully I don't make a massive mess. Oh my God, I feel like this is gonna go bad. Okay, let me just line this up so you guys get the full view. This feels dangerous. This feels dangerous. Oh, okay, so far so good. Okay, it feels really full. Oh shit, there's too much water. Okay, I'm gonna dump some water out. Okay, we're back. I don't wanna hurt her. Oh. Shut up, this is the funniest thing ever. Okay, whoa, this is really full. I need to dump some of this out. Immediately obsessed. Stop, why is this the cutest thing ever? Stop! Why does this feel like a little Pokemon? This is such a Japanese thing, like cute, adorable, fluffy little ball. Like, yeah, this would be a Japanese thing. And I don't know if it's that they originated from Japan or what it is, but let's get into the care for Marimo balls. So it says here that the care is quite simple. Honestly, I'm expecting to just leave it in this and change the water every week, just as I would for like a propagated stem. But let's see if there's anything else that I need to know. First thing I'm wondering is, can I leave a lid on it? Because I do like the lid, but Something tells me that that may not be good. Okay, for light, I am reading that they prefer to receive medium to indirect light, which makes sense. This is kind of an organism that you would expect to be chilling at the bottom of a pond or of a lake, maybe. Let's find out where these things are actually originally from. I always love to hear the natural history of any organism. Okay, and it says here that if they are put into direct sun, they will turn brown. We do not want that for our little Marimo babies. Also, the heat will be intensified by the glass, which can heat the water quite quickly. And these guys here, it says, are native to cool lakes, so they should be kept cool. It actually gets really hot in this room, especially now that the summer is almost here. So I'll probably have to find a different spot to put my little Marimo ball. Maybe my bathroom. Okay, they are well adapted to low light spaces and can photosynthesize in normal household light. That's good to know. If your space has no windows, keep your Marimo close to a fluorescent or full spectrum bulb. Okay, now let's talk about cleaning the water. I'm literally just gonna read this off of my phone. Do you guys care? Let me know in the comments down below if you care. I mean, I'm giving you the information. I'm just not gonna sit here and memorize it and regurgitate it and pretend like I've known this whole time, because I don't. I didn't even know I could have one of these. I could assume some information about it based on my plant knowledge, but you know what, like, let's just go down the rabbit hole together. Also guys, how cute is my phone case? This is a compostable phone case from Pella. Maybe it's pronounced Pila. Anyways, I will leave it linked in the description below if you want one yourself. It's so freaking cute. Okay, changing the water. It says here that the water should be changed every 2 weeks using regular tap water. For best results, allow the tap water to sit out for 24 hours. Okay, so to me, that means that they may be a little bit sensitive to minerals or to, you know, some of the chemicals that exist in tap water. Chlorine, fluoride, the stuff that makes our tap water potable, which unfortunately in the long term has a negative effect on not only plants, but us. So I'm gonna be using reverse osmosis water or distilled water. It says you'll need to change the water more quickly during the summer as it will heat and evaporate more quickly. Clean your Marimo enclosure with a brush if algae begins to grow on the surface of the tank. So that makes sense to me. Okay, so I was actually wondering, should your Marimo ball sink or should it float? It says here that if your Marimo ball is floating, it has an air bubble trapped inside that is causing it to float. You're able to gently squeeze your Marimo ball to pop the air bubble. Okay, wait, what? Why is that so weird? It says generally Marimo will sink to the bottom of their tank within 1 to 2 days of it being added to an enclosure. So mine is already sunk to the bottom, and that is how they are meant to be, at the bottom of your little glass vessel. Next question is, can Marimo balls survive outside of water? And the answer is yes, they can survive outside of water if kept in plastic or a closed jar for several days so that they're not able to fully dry out. I guess that's good to know. I don't know why I would ever need to not have it in water, but I guess in case you were needing to transport it, which be careful with that because again, invasive species, okay? But plastic bags are the easiest way to travel with a Marimo ball. I can't believe I have a freaking Marimo ball. What? I never thought I would be this person, but I'm so stoked. A lot of people tend to put these in their freshwater fish tanks, like in their aquariums, which is apparently fine. And of course, naturally they absorb toxic nitrates in the water and act like miniature filters. So sweet. If you've got a little freshwater fish tank at home, you can definitely add your Marimo balls to them. Now, the only thing I'm now wondering is because I'm probably going to use distilled or reverse osmosis RO water, there are no minerals in that water. One thing that I love using for my plants is, let me just get it. I love using this kelp fertilizer. I feel like putting just like a little drop in the water will add those extra minerals that it would otherwise probably be getting from its natural habitat. Like, we always want to think about that with our plants, right? Is, okay, do I need to fertilize? Well, yeah, your plants, if they were in the wild, would be getting fertilizer from decaying plant and animal matter, rain, fungi, microorganisms, all the things, where when you have them in your house, they don't have access to that. So it is important to fertilize your houseplants. So I'm just gonna put a tiny little drop inside. Okay, I'll give it a little mix. And I feel like my little Marimo Ball is going to love those little extra nutrients I've just added. This stuff is also amazing, guys, not sponsored. A Canadian brand, sustainably harvested, sustainably grown. And this stuff is just absolutely bomb for your houseplants. Your tomatoes, your herbs, whatever you're growing. Kelp fertilizer, amazing. Okay, I still feel like I haven't gotten an answer about whether or not I can have a lid on this. And for me, at the top of my head, and I mean, if I'm just going to guess, I'll guess no, because this is basically an algae ball. Not basically, it is. And so it's going to need access to fresh oxygen in order to photosynthesize. I also know that seaweed is really powerful in sequestering carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So I would imagine that this kind of works similarly and will be able to absorb some carbon dioxide in the space. But I don't know, maybe I'm totally wrong. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. Okay, let me see. Can I put a lid on Marimo Balls? Moss Ball. Okay, it says yes, you can put a lid on a Marimo Moss Ball, but it's crucial to ensure proper ventilation and air circulation. Okay, well, that's not a really straight answer. So I'm going to just assume no. Maybe if you were using like a little cork ball or something where some air circulation can happen, but with a twist cap like this, literally there is no air circulation happening in there. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just kind of leave it like lightly on and kind of open it every couple days just to let some air circulation happen and flow for my little Mr. Marimo. I think I actually called her a Mrs. at the beginning. She, him, they, their. He's perfect. She's perfect. I love this Marimo so much. It's just so cute. Okay, a lid can prevent fresh air from circulation, which can lead to stagnant and poor water quality. So you know what, I'm just gonna say like maybe don't put a lid on your Marimo Ball. You know, this looks cute anyways, just like this. Super cute. I am actually obsessed with this. What the heck? It also says here that gently swirling your Marimo Ball helps with aeration and also helps to mimic its natural environment. Okay, stop. That's the cutest thing ever. Well, guys, I feel like we did a real, not so deep, but semi-deep dive into Marimo Balls in this video. It actually seems like there's really not all that much to know. In terms of care, at least, they're a really easy to care for little cool houseplant that you can add to your collection. Just make sure that you're keeping it out of direct sunlight and that you're changing up its water every 1 to 2 weeks. It also says here that Marimo Moss Balls, which are not moss balls, they are algae balls, but are a unique form of algae growth. They're found in a few specific lakes around the world, primarily in the northern hemisphere. They are native to cold, freshwater environments and are found in regions like Japan, Iceland, Scotland, and Estonia. Colonies of these spherical algae can also be found in other places, including Austria and more recently, Australia. I've always known these to be like a Japanese ball, and it says here that they are typically found in Lake Akan, being a really famous location of these balls. I'm also reading here that the population of Marimo balls has been declining in some areas due to various factors such as pollution, pesticides, climate change, and tourism. If you happen to see one of these balls in the wild, don't pick it up, just leave it be. You do not need to be packaging this home and taking it back to whatever country you're visiting with you. The Japanese government has actually taken some measures to protect them, and in some regions, local communities have festivals dedicated to honoring and preserving the Marimo ball. This just makes me love this so much more. This is absolutely the most Japan thing ever. A cute, fluffy little algae ball that you can have as a pet. Like, I am obsessed. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if I missed anything about Marimo balls in the comments down below, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!